Hello and welcome. I'm your guide for this professional training module from Europe Hotel School. It's a real pleasure to be here with you today as we dive into some of the most crucial skills you'll need to truly excel in the hospitality industry. Let's get started. I want to begin with this quote because it really gets to the heart of everything we're going to talk about. You see, while your title might be cashier, your role is so much bigger than just handling money. It's about hospitality from start to finish. So here's our roadmap for this session. We've broken it down into 5 key areas. We'll start by redefining the role itself. Then we'll get into the specifics of guest interaction, cover how to handle those tricky situations, talk about professional standards, and finally, tie it all together to show how you create lasting value. All right, let's dive right into our first section, more than just money. This is all about shifting our perspective and understanding what this job is really about. This slide right here shows the mindset shift we're talking about. The common perception is that a cashier is just a financial processor, someone who handles payments. But the professional reality, the reality that you are going to live and breathe, is that you are a hospitality ambassador. You represent the entire hotel. And here's why that's so important. Think about it. When guests stay with us, they're looking for comfort, for a sense of reliability. You, as the cashier, are often one of their very last interactions. The warmth and professionalism you show in that financial moment, that can confirm their entire positive experience. Okay, that brings us to our second section, the art of interaction. Now we're going to get into the practical skills you need to make those first impressions count and to make sure every single communication is a positive one. A welcoming feeling starts long before you ever say a word. It's all about your demeanor, and it's built on these 4 things. We're talking about attentive body language, making direct eye contact, offering a genuine welcoming smile, and maintaining an open posture. When you put these together, you're communicating respect without even speaking. Now, of course, what you say matters just as much. Clear communication is absolutely key. A lot of guests might not understand specific hotel charges or local taxes. It's your job to calmly walk them through it, avoid confusing industry jargon, and just gently check in to make sure they're following along. And one of the most powerful tools in your toolkit for this is active listening. This isn't just about being quiet while the other person talks. It's about being fully tuned in, really hearing their concern. This does 2 incredible things. It builds trust, and it helps you pinpoint the real issue so you can actually solve it. And that leads us perfectly into our third section, managing delicate moments. This is where your skills in hospitality can truly shine, because we're going to look at how to take a complaint and actually turn it into a chance to deliver outstanding service. So just think about that for a second. How do you do that? It sounds almost impossible, right? A complaint, especially about money, feels negative. But these are what we call moments of truth, and how you handle them can completely define a guest's memory of their stay. Well, here's the framework. First, you listen. You let them say everything without cutting in. Second, you acknowledge how they're feeling. Something simple like, I can understand why you're frustrated. Third, you apologize for the inconvenience. It doesn't matter who's at fault. And finally, you take immediate action. That shows them you're on their side. And this is probably the most important part. You have to maintain your professional composure. Money can be a very emotional topic. You just can't take it personally. Your job is to stay calm, respectful, and focused on the solution, even if it turns out the guest was mistaken all along. Okay, great. Let's move on to our 4th section, the professional framework. This covers all the standards of conduct that are the foundation for everything we've been talking about. A huge piece of this is cultural awareness. We serve guests from all over the world, and they have different expectations. Some guests will want you to explain every single line item on their bill. Others just want to get it done quickly and efficiently. A true professional can read these cues and adapt their style. Your personal presentation is also a big part of this framework. It's not just about rules. Proper grooming and a crisp, clean uniform, they're a reflection of the hotel's brand, and they show your own professional pride. When you present yourself with confidence, it makes the guest feel confident in you. Now, this next point is absolutely non-negotiable. You are going to be handling incredibly sensitive information, credit cards, personal details, you name it. Strict confidentiality isn't just a guideline, it's a sacred trust. Any breach here can cause serious damage to both the guest and the hotel. And finally, let's talk about managing your time. I know, during peak checkout times, the pressure is on. The real skill here is finding the balance between being efficient and showing genuine care. You need to be accurate, but you can never ever make a guest feel like they're just another number to be pushed through a line. And that brings us to our final section, creating lasting value. This is where we put it all together and see the huge impacts your professionalism can have. So, if you take away just one thing from our time together, let it be this. When you combine clear communication with empathy and true professionalism, you're not just processing a payment. You are transforming a sterile financial interaction into a genuine moment of hospitality. And look at what that does. It's a chain reaction. Excellent service leads directly to guest satisfaction. That builds their confidence in our brand. That, in turn, boosts the hotel's reputation. And the ultimate prize? Guest loyalty. A loyal guest who keeps coming back is the most valuable asset we have. Really, when you boil it all down, this is what it's all about. This is the goal. Every single interaction, every problem solved, every warm smile, it is all driving toward creating that one loyal guest who feels truly valued by us. So, I'm going to leave you with this final thought to take with you. As a cashier, you are very often the person who creates the final memory, the last impression a guest has of our hotel. So, the question is, how will you use these skills to make absolutely certain that their last impression is our very best?